Good friggin' morning from New England, folks, and welcome back to episode 6 of the So New England podcast. I am your host, Ian Brownhill, and I am joined by my better half, best friend, co-host, Robert John Travisano.
That's me. We got to do that. I need some music.
Behind the camera, my producer, my other great friend, all things life's better in New England, Vincenzo Guarneri.
What up? We need to get you buttons too.
Guys, welcome back. We're here for episode 6, and today we are flying solo. Fun fact, last week, Vin and I did this recording with just he and I, and it just didn't go so well. So we are now re-recording and trying again here to just kind of have a different style of podcast recording. Yeah. I do have a ton of questions that you guys sent in, the viewers, my followers, my friends, who had some questions for me, and we will get to those at some point.
Yep.
But today is going to be a little bit of we're just going to kind of wing it. RJ and I are going to have a conversation. You're going to get to know both of us a little bit more, including Vin. He'll chime in from time to time, and we're just going to kind of take this for a ride. So in advance, I appreciate you guys staying and listening and seeing where we go with this. So.
Yeah. Do you want me to give you the intro like everybody else so you feel special?
Yeah, give me the intro. What do you have to say about me?
So
remember, your job depends on this. So
my job depends on it. Okay, so today's guest, ladies and gentlemen, this is a big one. We have the reason we're all here. The host of the So New England podcast, Mr. Ian Brownhill, handling in with a TikTok following of 1.2 beautiful New Englanders. Very soon, if not probably teetering 1.3.
It's been at 1.3 for about 3 weeks, pal.
I unfollowed you, so
You're fired.
Wow. Damn. Unbelievable.
Well, I guess I won't say the rest.
How about Instagram?
There you go. 275 billion.
I wish. That'd be cool. I don't know if that would really make a difference. I like who I have. I don't need any more.
You do have some good followers, though. I will say.
Super supportive.
Absolutely.
It's awesome.
You do get some backlash every now and again, but then
only on Facebook, really. I mean, like,
yeah, that's
every
true.
Once in a while, that's how I know a video is trending is if the hate comments come in.
Well, we talked about that with
and
Laura.
It's always the same people.
Always.
Dude, nobody talks like that. That's not even a Boston accent. You're from Rhode Island. That's not even a Rhode Island accent.
That's the point. Right here. That's the point.
That is the joke. That is the satire.
Well, they'll get there.
People,
maybe.
I've lived in Rhode Island for 50 years, and I've never heard nobody talk like that before. Okay, John.
Yeah.
Whatever you say.
Go get your cold cuts, have a sandwich. Relax.
Relax.
Well, if I knew you wanted the intro, that's my bad. I should have prepared one.
That's okay. I feel like if people are listening to this, they probably know a bit of who I am and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you deserve an intro. Next time.
Wow.
I'll do it outside, and Vin and I will put it in.
You must be in a good mood to say that I deserve an intro.
You do.
Vin, do you think I deserve an intro?
Not really. No.
Okay. Cool. Well,
friggin' morning's usually the intro, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, that's why you're behind the camera. I deserve an intro.
Life's better with you.
Wow.
See what I did there?
What a guy.
You're welcome.
This is awesome. All right, well, let's take this for a little bit of a ride here.
Yeah, so you did get some questions last week, which I will happily divulge with you because there's some that I really like, some that I like, and some that I'm going to ask you no matter what.
Some that you don't like?
No, I like them all.
I feel like we have to immediately start on the ones you don't like.
No, I like them all.
Well, I have to force you to do the ones you don't like.
No, that's okay. I like them all, I said.
Okay.
I genuinely do.
All right, well, let's start with a question then. Might as well just get the ball rolling.
So I do have a list of them, so I'm going to pick one real quick. You have developed over the last 4+ years a big following on TikTok.
Yes.
You have a great following on Instagram.
I do.
People know you as Mr. New England, Mr. 401.
I did not, just to clarify, I do not call myself Mr. New England.
Nope.
That has been said by other people, and I'm grateful, but I just want to clarify, I'm not a competitive person. There's a lot of amazing creators here in New England, so I'm not going to hold the title that I call myself Mr. New England. Just to clarify.
He does not call himself that. The news does. And I actually started it, so you're welcome, channel whatever you are out there. So realistically, where I'm going is, what's the future like for you?
Oh my gosh. I have no idea.
What are some goals, some aspirations? I
have like a million. I feel like I have like a ton of goals, but like at the same time, they're like... So, like, TikTok was never, like, even really supposed to happen the way that it's happened. And I found that, like, as I've gotten older, the more I try and make things happen with my goals, I feels like almost like the less that they happen. It almost feels like the more I pursue things, the more cool opportunities kind of just like present themselves, and I just like go with it. Yeah. Just go with the flow.
Sometimes.
So like, I think I'm just going to keep creating. I'm really happy with like what I'm doing. Like obviously this venture of like the podcast is pretty sweet. I've had some I've had some companies reach out about like marketing and like wanting help with like marketing their company outside of just like having me do promo work, but like teaching them maybe like in a consulting way. So I think like I'm going to get into marketing a little bit more. I think it's more like a creative consultant is probably going to be my expertise or specialty, because like I didn't go to school for marketing. I also don't want to do billboards. Usually I prefer to be on camera. So if it came to commercials, I'd rather be in it than creating it. But although like, again, from a creative aspect, I have 1,000,001 ideas, but yeah. So I think it's just going to kind of keep sticking with what I'm doing. And I think opportunities will continue to present themselves to me that I'll just kind of.
Well, the cool thing is the timeline is very fun, because there was a brief time frame where things like TikTok and Instagram and doing this kind of stuff wasn't really a thing. Like you said, it just fell into place.
Right.
You were an aspiring actor.
Yes.
Which I thought was cool. I've seen all your work. You know this. I don't have to tell you that. So, in true fashion, we won't get into it because we've talked about it enough. I'm sure people know. Or if you want to, we know COVID happened.
Yep.
But do you think, so think about it like this, I guess. You obviously know John Krasinski.
Yep.
Phenomenal actor.
Yep.
But look what he's doing now. He's directing.
Yeah.
So would you say that might be something that is like a similar path where you went from like aspiring actor to putting yourself out there, and now maybe stepping away from front of the camera, behind the camera? How do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think here's the thing that I enjoy about TikTok that's different than the acting world. Like, I love the acting stuff. I really do, because I enjoy performing, and I think that that's more where my talents lie. But what's unique about TikTok is that it actually requires you to wear all the hats.
Yeah.
Because I am the director, I am the editor, I am the creative aspect, the producer, the actor. Like, I do the whole kit and caboodle. I think that's what I like.
Yeah.
Because you know me. I like to have control.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
So, like, what worries me, like, the thing about, like, the directing stuff is I'm kind of, like, I don't want to be, like, what worries me about being a director is being, like, combative and arguing with people.
Right.
I don't want to do that. I don't like to be argumentative, and I don't like to fight. I don't like to argue. So, like, the thought of, like, being a director and trying to tell everybody what they need to do and how to do it, like, I don't like that. Because as a consumer or as an actor, I don't like being told what to do.
That's fair.
I'm like,
well, that's why you now work for yourself.
Right, exactly. So I think like I think I am kind of doing that from the directorial standpoint. I have 2 scripts that I have like kind of begun writing that I kind of like I have ideas, but like
elaborate. Hold on. Elaborate a little more on scripts. This is new to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have ideas, and I would love to like develop a full screenplay.
Ooh.
But I told like when we had BMO on, like,
shout out BMO the Prince.
Shout out. We really got to figure that out. Touch a button. See if it does anything. Button. Nothing.
No buttons.
No sounds.
Insert button. Press here.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll do some cool editing right there.
Yeah, right there.
Anyways, so like I have like 2 script ideas. One of them is like very personal to me. You know my mom very well. So it's about telling the story about my mom, but in a creative, artistic way.
Very cool.
And then the other one is kind of more like New England based, kind of like storytelling from a New England perspective. Not necessarily Manchester by the Sea or Good Will Hunting, but kind of different avenues of the similar, but just kind of more of a modern version. So, but that's all I'll leave for a tidbit because, like I said, it's more an idea and less of anything I've executed on. So I just like when I say I've started writing, it's like I've just brain dumped thoughts onto a piece of paper so that I don't forget.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You know, I think in the field that you're in, and I use this term a lot at home sometimes, but I think that's good because it wrings you out like a sponge.
Right.
You get like a sponge. Exactly. That's what we got to do. So cool. So with that being said, let's say we see, I feel like that's kind of like longer term future, like 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
What do you got going on in like the next 6 months?
Honestly, just like the summer brand deals.
Yeah.
Really, that's it. Just
Mhm.
like, I mean, at this point, most of the content kind of like creates and writes itself. So like, depending on what happens
Mm-hmm.
over here in the world for the next 6 months, that's kind of where the content is going to stem from. So,
Yeah.
and then, every once in a while, I'll try and think of something new and fun and exciting to try and bring to the forefront so that people can have a laugh or get some
Yeah.
entertainment. But again, it's just like, it's a slow growth process.
Slow burn.
And like, I've always done that from the
Yeah.
start. Like, I try not to spike and dip too much. I try to be consistent,
Yeah, that's
So.
good though. So you've been doing the New England guy,
Yeah.
and you've also done some other stuff. I know that's your bread and butter,
Mm.
but you've done some other good stuff
Mm.
based
Thank
off of your time frame living in New England. Your entire life, minus 2 years. What's your least favorite New England stereotype?
Probably that we're not nice. Right? I mean, I feel like we're nice people.
For the most part.
I feel like that's just like, again, it's such a stereotype.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Like, we are nice, but like, we're very sarcastic and like blunt. We like to call it, we're very honest. We're truthful.
Yeah.
That I always teeter on that line to say we're truthful, like we're honest. It's like honesty and truthfulness is sometimes not always like, it's not objective. It's like, if 2 + 2 = 4, sure, okay, that's an objective truth. But like being like, oh, you're from New York, like you suck, that's like an opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, but I do think that like we just try our best to be like honest people.
Yeah.
And we're kind of like, we like to say, oh, we say it as it is, or we just,
Yeah.
well, I'm just being honest. I'm just telling you the truth. Like, that's just how it is. Like, we're just blunt people.
That's fair.
But like, truthfully, like in my life, the people that I have become closer friends with, and sometimes even strangers, are incredibly nice, kind people.
Oh, absolutely.
We just like, New England just does things a certain way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Absolutely.
we're fast paced. We
Yep.
get stuff done.
Well, I mean, in
We're
our
impatient,
defense,
but
when it's cold,
Yeah.
half the year, I don't want to spend time walking around outside. I want to
Right.
get where I gotta go because I'm freezing.
right. And don't hold me up.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, so I think definitely stereotypes. I'm not a fan of the fact that like we're
Yeah.
not nice. Like, we can definitely be assholes. There's no doubt
For
about
sure.
it. But like, who isn't,
Who
right?
can't? Yeah, absolutely. so we know that you're true to your brand.
Try to be.
We love the Red Sox.
We do love the Red Sox.
We love our Bruins, even though what guys.
I don't even
Seriously,
want to talk about it.
Okay.
Honestly, though, like, let's be honest. They kind of exceeded expectations a little bit.
Well-
They had like a decently solid year, some
Yeah.
injury issues, getting a little bit older.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
fair.
And the Panthers are just like, they're a good team. They beat us last year for a
But,
reason. Like,
it's hot down there.
yeah,
It's
well,
cold up
they got
here.
hot up here in Game 6 is what
I
happened.
know that really I thought for sure there was going to be so much momentum from what they did the year before that we were just going to come back and pull it out.
Well, they lost in the first round to the Panthers last year.
I know, that's
so,
what I'm saying.
like,
I thought for sure that was going to be enough to motivate them.
honestly, I think going 7 games in the first round is what really what was the problem.
Yeah.
I think they just got exhausted.
Mm.
Dude, that's a tough sport to
It
just
is.
play. And the playoffs are just like, it's like one thing to just like play back-to-back games in any field in any sport.
Right.
But it's like another thing to play playoff games,
Right.
including the travel
Right.
back and forth. Luckily,
yeah.
Florida wasn't like different time zones, but still,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
obviously that's what they're paid to do, but that shit's hard.
Yeah. I went to when I was in school, the 4 years I was there, I made a lot of friends, and some of them were college hockey guys. And even on that level, like, you never really put it in perspective. Like, you see it on TV, but it's like all the other sports put together. Like, you got the physicality of football, you got the endurance of basketball,
Yeah.
and that it says a lot. So
There's a lot of rules to it too. I still don't. Sometimes I don't understand hockey.
honestly,
if I'm being
hockey for
honest.
me is just watch it and enjoy it. Don't worry about anything else.
Yeah,
That's it. 'Cause
that should be any sport, right?
Well,
I mean,
I know too much
Except for
about football
football.
from playing it. I'm like, God, it's 3rd and 1 while you're throwing the ball.
fun fact: one of the longest runs, or the longest run
The longest run.
in Thanksgiving football history, Westerly for this matchup, but Westerly, Rhode Island, and Stonington, Connecticut both have high schools. They have one of the longest running Thanksgiving football games in the U.S.
Yes, correct.
One of the
I
longest.
think it's in the top 20. It's not the longest.
It's not
'cause
the
I've looked
longest,
it
but
up,
it's like
it's up there.
It's like top 20. So they've got there's a huge history of this. We went to Westerly High School. Obviously, we graduated from all the Westerly school systems.
Yep.
Although I did do 2 years at Bishop Hendrick in Warwick, just to Point that out.
And you met some great guys.
I did. I met some amazing guys. But anyways, RJ was the quarterback for our senior football team.
I mean,
and he broke for 90. Really, it should have been like 102 yards because of the way you scrambled. You went the wrong way first. But
no, that's not what happened.
Well,
sure. You're doing the thing.
Okay. Well, 103 total yards.
103 total yards, but technically line of scrimmage 98, and it won't be touched.
It won't
Sorry, Ronnie Spazzato.
Longest
I beat it.
Longest run.
Love you
in
though.
Turkey
You're doing
football
great. You're doing
history
great for
from
the
my
team.
boy right there.
Yeah.
I know I gotta stop doing
Thank
that.
you. It's a good noise.
I'll
we
try
gotta
and
get
add
a
a sound
button.
for next time.
Yeah.
We need one.
But yeah, that's a fun fact.
Yeah,
My boy.
I tried. I was
Absolute
okay.
unit.
The wheels were
Superlative?
there. The arm was there.
Superlative. Most athletic.
Facts.
A lot of people don't believe me when I tell them that now.
Pull up the yearbook. I still have it somewhere.
I know. I'm
You
gonna have to
literally,
post
like,
it.
right after college, you became the most unathletic person I've ever known.
Played college lacrosse, so I feel like after college,
It's a good
you're
excuse.
accurate.
It's a good excuse. I'm just saying, like,
Burgers and fries at the dining
all of a
hall
sudden,
every day will do
everything
that to you.
hurts and, like, you're in pain when we walk.
That's called age.
Your bachelor party when we did walk around or drink around the world.
I had so much fun. I killed it.
Yeah, but there was a few times where you were like, "Oh, I need a break. My legs, my calves are locking up. My hip. My
This is
lower
why you're so
back."
good at TikTok, because you're a great storyteller.
This is.
I'm the host today. So,
I'm just saying.
you've been to many sports games.
Many of them.
Out of the 4 teams
New England Patriots. Sorry, go ahead.
in our most beautiful, beloved New England, who do you love going to see the most?
Definitely the Patriots.
Yeah.
Damn. You know what though? I've been really going to the Celtics games a lot lately.
Well, I was going to say,
Basketball
because
is
you've
like
been
my first love.
Yeah, because you've taken me to before when we were kids. You took me to many Celtics games.
Yeah.
You've really taken me to a lot of shit. Not gonna lie, but you've seen both ends when we're up in the nosebleeds, having a ton of fun.
That's where all the fun happens. just
You've
to
been in
clarify.
the press box to getting taken care of,
Yep.
well deserved. So like
Sweets, not press
sweets.
box.
Excuse me. Oh, so
Uncultured
maybe if you
swine.
just take me to one of those.
Who the hell invited this guy?
Getting me in the 300s. Okay. So with that being said,
Yeah.
you've seen quite an array. Like, what
Yeah.
do you like going to the most? What's your favorite arena? What's your favorite sport to enjoy while you're there?
Well, here, I'm going to sound really bougie, right? And I'm going to sound, and hopefully no one judges me for this, right? I love New England Patriots is by far my favorite sports team here in New England. It goes Patriots, Celtics, Bruins, Red Sox, Revolution. New England Revolution. That's probably the order of how I would do my Boston sports. So I think I love going to Patriots football because it's just like you don't really tailgate for basketball, which is definitely the funnest part about like going with your boys to like a tailgate at a Patriots game. But I will say basketball was my first love. I've played basketball forever. Kobe Bryant was my favorite player to ever exist. R.I.P. I miss him
Mamba
every day.
mentality,
Mamba,
baby.
the best. So, like, I love going to the Celtics games because I love seeing it, but it's just like sports is not like what it used to be for me. So, in like a selfish way, when I say this, like, as much as I'm so grateful for everything I do now with the Patriots, I wish I could have done it when Tom was there.
Oh, of course.
Because, like, you know what I mean? Like,
That's a
that's
no-brainer.
where my obsession with the Patriots
Right.
started was Tom and Wes Welker and Randy and Gronk and Jules and Bill. And now that it's like all gone, it's like a different appreciation, and it's still like an insane, amazing experience. Like,
Yeah.
to know that we used to sit in the 300 sections and that we like maxed out credit cards to be there.
Hell yeah.
I think I still honestly am paying some of those debts. I think I owe
Probably.
you money for that game in like 2015 still. But anyways, like in general, like
Snake Bang.
being up in like the 300s is like insane. But like going from that to like having the New England Patriots send me thank you cards and like literally invite me on the field. Like I took you to a few games. We sat literally on the field in the Bud Light Lounge. And then with Vin, like we just went to the draft party and we were in the center of the field, like at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, and the new atrium too. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, we got to see the new
Endless food.
atrium,
Right.
which was like awesome. And like there was, you know, former players everywhere and like current players like it was insane.
Yeah.
So it was really cool.
Yeah.
So I think the Patriots is definitely it for me.
Isn't there, I don't know, maybe something coming up in 2-3 weeks? I don't know. I can't for the life of thinking.
Oh yeah, we're going to the Tom Brady retirement.
We are?
Or not retirement, excuse me. Hall of Fame inductee.
Oh my God. Me and you?
You and I.
I need to Oh,
Sorry, Vin.
Look at that.
If we can only get a camera on his face right now,
Best
he's not happy about
friend. Okay. Sorry about
We'll
that.
see when this podcast comes out.
Yeah. This is going to be a while before it gets released.
Editing is going to take a while. So cool. Because we have had some great times at Bruins games, Sox games. I mean, we've hit them all.
All of them, yep.
All 5 of our
Insane.
great, beautiful, loving New England teams. I think we've been to at least one game of everything.
Yes.
For sure.
For sure.
Especially in the last 45 years.
Yeah.
Because you've had such great partnerships with them. And honestly, they're wonderful people. They're always so nice.
Everyone is, yeah.
They do such a nice job.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's why they're successful businesses and sports organizations. They've got great people working for them.
I know. I'll say a small plug here because I think this is the time where I realized my best friend, to me, made it.
Okay.
First time you brought me to Gillette.
Yep.
And where the lady, what was her name at that time? Give her a shout out. She was cool. She was so nice.
Oh, Emma. Yeah, she doesn't work there anymore.
I know. Well, shout out Emma because we know you watch because you're the best. But she was so nice. She was bringing us around, kind of showing us through, and she was kind of giving us a tour of like what it's like for the players and underneath. We're with the mascot, a couple of cheerleaders. We're going to shoot some content. And who came up to you? I know who it is. I'm asking you.
Oh, the strength and conditioning coach,
Which
Gerard
is?
Mayo's brother, Duran.
Yes.
Duran Mayo
Yes.
is the strength and conditioning coach for the Patriots.
So when Duran, because you didn't notice Duran,
Right.
but you knew who he was.
Yeah.
He noticed you.
Yeah.
And he beelined it because he was going somewhere.
Yeah.
And he beelined it over to you
To say what up.
and said hi, gave you, dapped you up, gave you a hug.
Yeah.
That to me was like, wow, because that's a typical interaction. I've seen you do that thousands of times. But her face and the cheerleader's face was like, oh, this guy knows people. And that's when I was like, yeah, that's my guy. He knows
that's
people.
cool.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
And
I've
that's cool.
I've been in such like insane, like fortunate positions with what I've done.
Yeah. Well,
It's
now
like-
look at him.
Yeah. Filled with gratitude.
Yeah.
And now his brother is the head coach.
The head ball coach,
That's wild.
baby. And Gerard, we trust.
Yes.
We
Well,
do.
Listen, I'm gonna stop you there. It's in Bill we trust.
I know.
We cannot, before we even get this going in the group text, everything needs to change. All of our phrases, everything,
I
we
know.
cannot touch. We're not just going to remove Bill's name and insert these guys. That's not how this is
Absolutely
going to
not.
work.
Sorry.
How do you feel about Drake May?
So if we're going to talk sports,
Well, we'll make this a quick segment. Are we on board for Drake May or what?
yes.
My boy's got swag.
Here's what I
I
want.
will say that he seems like he's a little bit more of a people person.
Yeah.
And we met
Well,
Mac.
we did. Gerard, Coach Mayo is kind of letting them loose though.
Yeah.
Where Bill was never like that.
Right.
Seeing these guys on social media making videos and stuff, Bill was never on board with that. He was
Right.
strictly football.
Right.
So to see them do this is good. The problem I'm having now is, so we have 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I wanted them to just sit and wait for Milton in the first place.
Ooh, okay.
Because here's my thing with Milton. He played
His arm strength is insane,
unreal.
dude.
Unreal. He can
Do you think
move.
they try and convert him? Or do you
I
think
hope
they
not.
make him like, what's that guy's name on
Taysom
the...
Hill?
Yeah, you think
I
they
hope
try and
not.
utility guy
See,
him?
the hard part is I don't think, and this is just, I genuinely don't know, but based off what I've seen through his videos and highlights at Tennessee, I don't know if he can move like Taysom can.
Yeah,
Because Taysom Hill can move.
yeah. Well, that's why he is the way that he is. I
Yeah.
don't know
So-
if Milton's going to be that guy.
But the part for me that's scary is you just drafted 2 guys, and unless Milton really drops the ball in your camp or whatever training camp, and you don't sign him because you signed Zappy, you don't carry 4 quarterbacks.
No.
You can't.
Well, what do you do? Is that actually kind of like a chess move right there, though? Because now you've got a powerful QB, and when inevitably a player goes down for another team, the door comes knocking, and we're able to grab a good...
Well, we'd have
Tight
to buy
end,
out his
running back.
contract. That's
Huh?
the thing. They'd have to buy the contract. Unless they put him on the practice squad, then they can pick him up.
Yeah. I think it
So
was a
that's
weird
what
move
scares me.
because they paid Jacoby to come back.
And see, the thing with that is,
It's clear that they're
I-
using him for a mentor, but I'm sorry, I don't
But
know if
see-
Jacoby has enough experience to be that kind of a mentor.
so my thought with Jacoby
I don't know. I
is
don't know him personally. He might be a
he
good guy.
looked, I think, mentorship-wise, because he played for the Browns.
Yep.
He had them in good shape. And don't get me wrong, the Browns' defense is top tier. Like, their defense is what kept them in games. And he had weapons, best running back in the league, a very good tandem wide receiver group, and a good tight end to at least be a better game manager than most.
Yeah.
And then they obviously paid Deshaun, so they're not
Right.
going to not start him when they come back.
Right.
And
No, that makes
I
sense.
think the team was very
It's
genuinely
some
hurt,
experience over
so-
nothing to teach.
Right.
So that works.
So I think the veteran concept is there because, I think they wouldn't bring him back if he didn't have it. And I would be okay if we went 3, 4, 5 and whatever, 6 and whatever, and Drake didn't see the field at all.
Yeah.
Hold
Yeah,
the
maybe.
clipboard. Get a
Yeah.
couple more picks. Let the 2 stud receivers we got boil and come out next year and slang that ball around.
I love it. So Patriots
But at
definitely my
6'5",
favorite.
225, I think, and he's got wheels, he can run the ball. I don't think it's a bad pick. I
I'm with
wanted
it.
Maserati Marv, but that's another conversation.
Oh boy.
Don't get me going.
We have the woods. Cedar, got it. Olive, got that. Cherry, we got it. Mahogany, we got it. Walnut, it's there, we got it. Ooh. Green Mountain Table Works is veteran-owned and your one-stop shop for any piece of handcrafted wood items that you can imagine. As New England's largest live edge furniture supplier with 3 locations in Rhode Island, Connecticut, and New Hampshire, there is nothing that these guys can't wood.
You think they can do a coffee table?
Oh, they can.
What about dining room tables?
Don't be silly. That's child's play. This is green wood we're talking about.
What about a charcuterie board?
Ooh, don't be a block of cheese. Of course they can.
Oh, maybe a desk?
Look, whether it's work from home or a basic study desk, Green Mountain Table Works is a must.
Wow, they really can handcraft anything, huh? Can you go there, maybe take a look at some of these pieces?
You sure can. Stop by their showroom in Smithfield, Rhode Island to see their one-of-one pieces and even watch them work before your very eyes, from wood selections all the way down to the resin pour.
Wow, Green Mountain Table Works sounds awesome. Yo, you think they'll let me touch the saw?
I really hope so. Not. Check them out on Green Mountain Table Works, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the pages.
All right, here we go. What's
Okay.
next?
So, you can't say your hometown, even though I don't think this would be the answer. In our beautiful state of Rhode Island,
Yes.
what is your favorite place to go?
Bristol, Rhode Island.
Why is that? Tell us why. Give us the in-depth tour of Bristol.
So here's the thing. Grew up in Westerly. You guys know that. We're all from Westerly. So I grew up in Westerly. Westerly is a very cute town. It is nice. It is safe. Does have good food. But it's very spread out. In the fact that there's a lot to do, but it's all in different sectors. Like the beach is kind of far out from downtown. And downtown doesn't really have a lot going on, 2 or 3 bars, and it's kind of dead. So Bristol has this adorable town. All of the food, everything that there is to do is all on one strip. Everything you need is right there, on their little island.
Yes.
Just takes you half an hour to get down that street.
Yes.
Yeah, Metacom Ave is
Metacom.
brutal. But but that's the thing. Once you get there, you don't need to leave. All your grocery stores, all your restaurants, all of your necessities are right there. And it's oceanside, similar to Newport, which is way overrated. You don't have to pay money to go over the bridge, although good luck getting over the Washington Bridge anyways to get there. There is other avenues to get there. But I will say Bristol, Rhode Island is by far the best. It has some of the nicest people. It's the most walkable.
Yes.
Has some of the best food. And it has beautiful ocean views. Very
Good
cute
plug.
and cozy town. I love it over there.
I've never had.
And it has the bike path.
Yeah.
And it has Cole State Park.
Yeah.
So there's
I've
a lot to
never had
do
a
and
bad
explore.
time out there. I just always like to ask because, for me, we do. I mean, Providence, we do have the city. It's not like we don't have city life. I mean, it's
Providence
not.
sucks.
Oh, hot take.
I'm sorry, man. Providence has never done it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Go
east
ahead.
side. The east side of Providence is it's beautiful. The houses are wonderful, and I respect and understand the architecture.
Yeah.
And Thayer Street is kind of cool, and it is artsy, so that part is
Well,
beautiful.
they make it
but-
more for the students.
Yeah, but I don't know,
Wow, hot take.
It's just what else besides that?
I
There's,
guess we're not
it's-
gonna be
The
able to-
city itself is mostly school and business.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, yeah, food. Okay, fine, but Bristol's got all the food you need. In Federal Hill has
Okay.
gone downhill in the last 10 years. So
Ooh.
you know what
So
I mean?
guess we can X the Mr. 401 because that's not trending anymore.
Honestly, here's the thing. I think that a majority of people are going to agree with me.
Yeah. No.
If
I
you're
do.
from Rhode Island, only people who are live, born, and raised in the Providence area, the East Side, are going to tell you that Providence is the best.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Laura.
That's fair.
Laura's from the East Side. She loves Providence, but she
Yeah.
thinks East Side is the best. And the East Side is pretty, and there are cute
Yeah.
little towns when it's
Very
not
fair.
flooded every time it friggin' rains. but outside of that, like if you talk to anyone, like Cranston people,
Yeah.
they're going to stay in Cranston. Johnston people will stay in Johnston. Like
Yeah, we do have a
whoever
very,
thinks of Foster, Gloucester,
nobody.
Situate,
Nobody.
Still don't think it exists.
oh, right,
Yeah.
Cumberland,
I've never been there.
Chepachet,
I know one person from Cumberland.
right, Justin, right?
I like Cumberland.
Shout out Jay Lito.
Yeah, like
Cumberland's
Cumberland,
it's
right?
nice.
But that's how Rhode Island is designed.
Yeah.
That's the unique thing about Rhode Island. There's what 52 towns.
Something like that.
I know there's 52 police departments. Shout out to the one thing I learned at CCRI when I was trying to become a cop.
Let's go.
There's 52 like police departments, and I could even be wrong about that now. But
Your badge number would definitely be 69. That's
that is
inappropriate.
Yeah. So like that's the thing about Rhode Island. Like there's too many towns in the
Yeah.
area. Here's what I propose about Rhode Island. Here comes a hot take for you. I think Rhode Island should just be Rhode Island. Not Westerly, not Warwick, not Bristol.
Oh.
Just Rhode Island. Where are you from? Rhode Island. What part? Northern Rhode Island. Well, how about you? Southern. You? West side of Rhode Island. You? East side of Rhode Island. That's it. Because there's too many towns. There's too many zip codes. It's unbelievable. It's 48 miles from one end of the state to the other.
It's like a 45-minute drive.
It's going to be a lot longer than that with the traffic we've got.
You got to leave early in the morning.
Yeah, well. Anyways.
All right, so let's transition more to, because we know how you feel about Rhode Island. We know you love New England. You know,
Yes.
Mr. New England. I'm going to make it happen. I need you to start hashtagging that on your things.
No, I would never do that.
All right, I'll do it. I'll take over. I know all your passwords. So let's transition kind of back to the personal side.
Okay.
One of the things I think is some of the content that I find the most fun that you do,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the stuff that I feel like more people need.
Oh, okay. What is
The
this?
Phoebster.
Oh my God, the little.
Let's
Phoebster's
talk
my
about
little
the
dog.
Phoebster.
Phoebe, my mini.
Phoebe.
She is a mini dapple dachshund.
Yes.
I always thought it was Dosh Hound. You said
No.
Dosh Hound, but they're like dachshund. I was like,
yeah.
English
Spelling
language is so
English,
weird.
man. So for those of you
Cutest
who can't
dog.
tell, she's about what? 10 pounds, 12 pounds, 15 pounds?
Incorrect. 5 pounds.
5 pounds.
I try to get her to eat all the time,
Yeah.
but she
well,
just won't
she's
put- 5 to 7 pounds is usually
5
about-
to 7 pounds.
all
But
length.
You
no
would
girth.
think
Pause.
she is probably 90 pounds.
What?
What'd you say?
Probably 90 pounds.
I was gonna say. Well, I was going somewhere, but then I missed what you said.
Pause is what I said because I
Oh.
said something inappropriate.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh well, you'll have to watch the podcast.
Ah! All right. So, what I was saying was, all 5 to 7 pounds of her has the mindset of a 90-pound.
She thinks she's like a giant,
Yeah.
like German Shepherd police dog.
Yeah. I
And
think
it's-
she
honestly,
is.
it's only getting worse.
Yeah. Well, they say sometimes
I've
dogs
done some.
take
I've
after their
gotten some
parents.
training done
Well, we know it's you, not your fiance.
for sure. It's, you know what it is. It's, she just barks a lot, which
Yeah.
is fine. Like,
She's
honestly,
got a lot to say.
I would be okay with it if I didn't live in like a condo association and it wasn't affecting other people. But
Yeah. I think she feeds off you.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. So
she's named after Friends. Phoebe Buffet.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where that came from.
Phoebe.
So the really where we're getting at is like, when are we gonna get some more Phoebe's content? Like Farmer's Dog. Can we do something? Get Phoebe on there. Like,
I don't
dude.
know. I just I think I post her enough. How
Eh.
much more do you really need?
Well,
I know like
think
a lot of people love that, but it's just like
it's
I don't want her to get more famous of me. That's the truth of it.
that's fair. Well, that happened to Dave Portnoy. I think Miss Peaches is
Yeah.
definitely a little more famous. Than
Shout
him.
out Miss
Possible.
Peaches.
Shout out Miss
Shout out
Peaches.
Miss Peaches.
All right, fair enough. Because you know
Peaches,
she's
peaches,
definitely
peaches, peaches.
beautiful.
Never even seen that movie, but I love Jack Black.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Jack Black, fun fact, Jack Black was here in Rhode Island shooting The Polka King, which is a Netflix film. They shot here in Rhode Island. They were on like the State House, and they went to Rhodes on the Patuxent to film when he was a polka singer.
Yeah.
But really cool was he shot that movie here, and my mom is in that movie because she did background work
Yep.
on
Go
that
ahead,
film
Sheila.
and became like, and he was like super nice to her. And then full circle, about a year later, when I was down in Atlanta at the Tyler Perry Studios, I was shooting background for the Jumanji film, the follow-up, the sequel, where he is now the girl. Or
Mhm.
what did he play in that one? Was he the
Yeah,
girl?
he played the.
He was the
No,
girl.
the girl was the first one.
The girl was the first one.
Who
What was
did
the
he play?
second one? They were the Danny DeVito and
Yeah, but that was The Rock and Kevin Hart.
Right.
He still played the girl.
He was still the girl, right?
Oh,
I
come on.
haven't seen this in a
James,
while.
Yeah.
Google it.
Either way, I went down to
Come
shoot.
on!
I went down to Google that. That's I went down
Paying
to
this guy
shoot
for it.
Jumanji. And while I was there, Jack was like super chill and like talking to everyone. So when we were doing background, I said, "Hey, Jack."
Oh yeah, she was, and then they switched, I think,
Right.
or something.
They all
happened.
kind of did.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, they did a little Texas switch there.
So I had a chance to speak with Jack, and I was like, "Hey, Jack, I just want to let you know, like when you were in Rhode Island shooting the Polka King, that's where I'm from. I was like, you know, my mom was in a scene with you, and he was really kind and like helped her on and off the bus and like put his hand. I said, I just wanted to say thank you for being so kind to my mom and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, man, it's not a problem. He's like, you know, every moving part here is like super important, super important. He goes, what's your name? And I go, it's Ian. He goes, oh, I'm Jack. I'm like, yeah, I know, Jack.
Yeah.
But the coolest part was, right, like, so like I'm on set, like The Rock has like people like oiling his arms up, and he's like practicing his
course.
lines and being exactly who you'd expect The Rock to be in between scenes. Kevin Hart would literally like finish a scene, and like his assistant would come in and give him a phone. He would like get on a business call. It was crazy how business oriented and how busy that man was. Jack literally, they'd finish the scene and Jack would take out his phone and start playing like Dungeons and Dragons or whatever. What's that one that you guys play on your phone? It's like you have to like protect the castle.
Oh, what was it called?
Clash.
Clash of Clans.
Clash of Clans.
Yeah.
Bro, he was just playing that. And he'd be like, damn Jumanji, there's no service in here. It was hysterical. And he just like hung out the background actors. It was
Best.
super chill.
He's a
It was
great
awesome.
guy. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So that was a lot of fun. But anyways, yeah,
Cool.
so there's a fun fact about Jack and
Nice.
shooting the Polka King in Rhode Island.
Well, so going off that,
Yeah.
because my next question was geared more towards your personal self. I know we talked about the Phoebster, and I
Yeah.
understand we won't get too into it, but you know, maybe just throw
I try and
Pun
post her like
intended.
once a day.
pun intended.
Daily Feepsters. I
Throw
call
a
it.
bone my way and post actual videos. Don't give me these bullshit shorts you do. I want to see her like when she was in the October video you did on Halloween.
Oh yeah, that was
She
so
dressed
cute. when
up.
she
That was
dressed up
adorable.
as a-
Need
Okay,
more
sorry.
costumes.
See what you do? You get me on talking about the Phoebster. So, with your career kind of starting in acting,
Yeah,
and then really taking off with what you came into. So, side note, real quick.
yeah.
Last episode we filmed, BMO said something that I found interesting, and I didn't ask it because I forgot.
Okay.
He mentioned the concept of being an influencer and a content creator and being different.
Yeah.
What would
100%.
you consider yourself?
Oh, I'm a content creator.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'm not an influencer. I don't influence people to do anything.
So that's really what that is.
If
When
I
you-
did, it would be influencing people to get on blood pressure medication so that they don't end up like me.
I was gonna say I'm on that. Thank you, Listenapro. Thanks so much.
Don't give them a free plug, those bastards. No.
Pay me, or I'll stop taking your shit.
Yeah,
All right,
no.
So
Definitely a
okay.
content creator because I create content. I
Yeah,
create
right,
videos.
okay.
Like I don't like
Yeah.
influence people.
Understood.
Like sometimes like the products that I have would kind of like kind of categorize me as an
Yeah.
influencer, like Dunkin' and Papa Gino's, D'Angelo,
Ooh.
all those type of things.
The next time.
Also, in case you guys didn't know, it is D'Angelo. D'Angelo,
Facts.
not D'Angelo's. There's no S
Can
on
we-
the end.
Hold on. Can we
Okay.
confirm that? You should know.
No, it is. Yeah.
You
D'Angelo.
sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
But people always say, "Oh, I'm getting
He
D'Angelo's."
worked there first.
I know he was there. How long
6
did you work
years.
there? 6 years.
Slaying them
Chefing up.
sandwiches.
Yeah. Chefing
you
up.
did make such a good chicken Caesar wrap.
Oh yeah.
Ah!
Shout out Aro for that.
Yeah. Ours the best. He's so funny.
But
I
yeah,
still need to
so
go there.
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
but I would consider myself a content creator.
So I say you have the experience now. You definitely fall into that category. That's definitely a bucket I could say if you had a legit resume besides, throwing out what you do instead
Yeah.
of a paper thing. I would put content creator on there. Thank you for clearing that up. What I was getting at is there, I mean, I know you do, because we talked about this at the start, but you do like digital marketing stuff.
Yeah.
And you talked about screenplay, but do you aspire to act anymore? Like in a movie setting, not like doing what you do with the content and then, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I tell you what's difficult about it is like being in the SAG-AFTRA like union.
Mm.
Everything was like on strike, and everything has kind of changed and pivoted like since COVID. It just hasn't been the same. I think like fellow actors and actresses would agree if they were listening. Like opportunities have for some reason have kind of fallen off. They are like filming movies from time to time. It's mostly background stuff. I've done like a ton of background.
Yes, you did.
And honestly, like and I'm grateful for it because like if a movie that was just filming here in Rhode Island came with Jamie Lee Curtis and Woody Harrelson, and I jumped on set and I went and filmed. Also, the guy, oh my God, I can't think of his name. I believe he is Indian. He's the one that got really jacked out of nowhere.
Camille.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
Camille Nanjiani, right?
Yeah, Camille Nanjiani. He was on set too. I didn't know he was in the film.
He's so
I shot a
funny.
bar scene with the three of them.
Oh.
And it was here in Providence over on Broadway.
nice.
Cool.
For a new movie that they filmed here, which Rhode Island Film was doing very well. So like I did background because number one, it was in Rhode Island. I didn't have to really commute. Number two, like I always like to keep my membership active. And I always like to see seeing Woody Harrelson, Jamie Lee Curtis, and all of them like perform was really interesting. Like I like to watch. That's how I learn. I've mentioned that before in the other episode of BMO.
Yeah.
So like, I definitely want to act.
Yeah.
It's just that the opportunities really haven't been there for
Yeah,
me,
gotcha.
which is weird because like when you join SAG, you think you're going to get a lot more roles. And honestly,
Right.
I got a lot less. There's more non-union roles available to me than there are SAG. And it's also because like I don't have an agent. I do everything on my own.
Yeah, you do.
So like a lot of agents are the ones who get you roles. So it's like, it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
You basically pay your way to get an opportunity.
Yeah.
It's not, it almost feels like you don't earn it. You pay for it. And the more you're willing to pay, and what I mean by that is like, it costs money to get into SAG. You have to pay the dues every year. Then you have to get an agent who then is going to take a percentage, right? And when you have that agent, it makes sense for you to take classes either if they offer them personally or if they have individuals who work for their agency that give you classes, whether that's intro to acting, how to do a proper audition tape,
How to walk.
like BMO said. Like, so you're almost constantly
That
paying
blew
just
my
to get an
mind.
opportunity
Yeah.
to like audition. It almost feels like you're not, I don't want to say given a fair chance because like, hello, like look where I'm at. I've been given a lot of opportunities and chances, and
Right.
I've been fortunate to knock on wood capitalize on those things, and I'm grateful. But it's just like, yeah. So like,
Gotcha.
I want to act. It's just like, I just need the opportunity to be there. But I enjoy this so much because, like I said, it's like I'm the jack of all trades. I do all of it on my own.
Yeah.
So like, it's a lot of fun.
Cool. Very nice. Well, I think it's about that time. Beer me, Chens.
Ooh.
Thought you'd never ask.
I am so excited.
Oh, that's right. We have
Yeah.
a little sponsor here,
Yes, we do.
Gray Sale, which is actually from Westerly, where we're from.
Big shout out to Gray Sale.
Shout out to
they
Gray
do
Sale.
such a wonderful job down there.
So why don't you tell them a little bit about what we got?
Introducing Gray Sale Brewing Company's most recent addition to their delicious lineup of local, handcrafted beers, the Sea Maiden. The Sea Maiden is a harmony of malt sweetness and gentle touch of hops with a refreshing finish. The Sea Maiden takes you on a voyage of flavor and fun. With its low calorie and light taste, you'll be drinking Sea Maiden all summer long.
That was really good.
You like that?
63 Canal Street, Westerly, Rhode Island. Support local. Ooh, that was a nice sound. I don't drink, but that looks refreshing.
It's going to be refreshing. And I'll tell you in just a second. Yeah, no, I
Just let
have
that
had
foam
some
settle.
very, very great experiences, Gray Sale. The beer is always fresh. It's always delicious. They're always super nice.
Yeah.
You can do flights. They actually have inside, they have a couple different rooms. They have darts, foosball. You can play tons of like old school games like Clue, Trouble, and all that
Oh,
stuff.
I love games.
It's so cool. Plus, their outdoor seating. They have about a dozen picnics. It's a really good time. It's worth going there.
I love games. Oh, that's a good sip, but let's hear it. Oh, Vincen's getting in on it too.
That's
Gray
really
Sale
good.
has outdone themselves. This is delicious.
Fantastic.
It's a great light beer, and I do think we'll be drinking it all summer long. See you soon, Gray Sale. Thank you so much.
Awesome. What's the next question? Give me one.
Will you run for governor?
No, I am politically illiterate. I actually have zero education to back me, and all of my joking about governor is just that satire, comedy, joking. I could never fix how broken this world is.
So then when will the roads be better?
The roads will never be better.
Gosh,
It's Rhode Island,
darn
baby.
it. Do you want kids one day?
Of course I do.
How many?
I don't know. Maybe 3, 4.
How many can I? Never mind.
Okay. Where was that going?
Biggest challenge to overcome as a full-time content creator.
Ooh, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Definitely where like the next gig is going to come from.
Yeah.
You're like constantly trying to sell yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically like a salesman along with what you're doing with your content. So I think the biggest challenge is as a full-time content creator is making an income because you want to be authentic, you want to be organic, you want to be with products that are like speak to your characters or speak to your audience or, you know, obviously your morals and your ethics and like what's important to you. So like, it makes sense like that I would do, that I would align myself with partners like that.
Of course.
But like, that's difficult. And also like, you kind of need to like network because you really need them to like contact you because it's kind of awkward to like slide in their DMs and be like, I'd love to work with you guys. Here is, you know, here's my comp card. Here's my rates. Here's my proposal. Also, do you want to pay me? I know I'm reaching out to you for your shirt, but can you pay me to give me your shirt for free or something? Like, you know what I mean? So that part is like difficult, but I've been like super lucky that I'm in New England and there's a lot of amazing companies here that have, you know, been willing to take a chance on me. So
that's good.
But that's definitely the biggest challenge is like trying to make an income off of this.
Right. Gotcha. So then if you could say, if you have one,
Yeah.
your dream gig, like if you could do like, think of it in your content creation mindset too.
Okay.
What would you do?
If you asked me this 3 years ago before I started getting successful, it would be exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, I will say, and
I mean,
hear me out. And I'm talking to you guys here. That's a true statement because 3.5, 4 years ago, this was not possible. This was just a thought. It was just him in his house apartment making videos with the thought of doing it actually started out, fun fact, I don't know if you even remember this.
Ooh.
It started out being a New England travel guide.
Oh my God, yeah.
Do you
I've tried
remember
a lot
that?
of different things, yeah.
Yeah.
When I went
So
to Journey with
he-
Ian was the name of that
Yes,
page.
Journey with Ian.
Poor Vin, he has made so many friggin'
You have like 10 pages.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yep.
Go nowhere.
I went hiking all around New England, and
gonna
I was
say,
I took GoPro videos. I invested like $500 in GoPro equipment.
Yeah.
I have all that footage still just sitting in my GoPro.
Well, you never know. Journey with Ian now could be popular.
You know what's super funny? Do you guys? Not a lot of people do this. This my very first brand deal, where I got paid $350, and it was what they call UGC style content, user generated content, meaning that it didn't have to actually live on my page.
Yep.
I created content for an app. Do you want to know what it was? Dating over the age of 35.
No way.
And I'm only 32 now, and this was
4 years
4
ago?
years
3,
ago.
4 years ago?
So I was
Ah,
28.
That's great. I didn't
and
know that.
Yeah, I didn't tell like anybody about it. I made like an app that
Oh.
was like, do you want to like go out on a date? Do you want? And I romanced myself in this video, like at my house. It was so funny.
Well, you've done that with your friends' content, so that's okay.
Yeah, so-
Same thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's great.
That was my first. That was actually my very first brand deal that
nice.
like I actually made any money on. Versus my first content deal where I made real money and created content was
Yeah.
Iggy's.
Well, I do think, I mean, you've hit some pretty big milestones with your content. I mean, doing anything with the big 5 sports teams in New England
It's
is
insane.
huge. Obviously, in Rhode Island, Iggy's and
Yep.
Sonia's Deli are staples for typical Rhode Islanders. Everyone knows them.
Right.
Is there anyone in Rhode Island specifically that you feel like if they called, you'd be like, abso-freaking-lutely, right now, I'll come? Got anybody we
I feel like
haven't
I've
done
done
yet?
it. I like honestly, like I feel like I've done it. Like I feel like at this point, the only thing really is like small businesses.
Mm.
Like, you know, like Iggy's is like a huge like food staple for me,
They are.
right? I'm trying to think as far as Rhode Island is concerned, not particularly. No.
Okay.
I mean, like Dell's. I've talked with some of the people from Dell's. They, you know, they're familiar with my content. I've, you know, we've been in discussions about doing stuff, but like I've organically done Dell stuff with Iggy's
Yes, you
because
have.
they're in partnership. So like, I mean, maybe Oneyville.
Hey,
'Cause that's a
shout
staple.
out Hot
Or
Wheels,
like,
baby.
but like Autocraft is
3 all
not
the
is
way.
like is a syrup. It's not. I don't think Autocraft is based here in Rhode Island
No.
for coffee milk. I think it's like
Yeah.
the syrup itself is sold nationally. It's not just
Yeah.
here. So
Yeah, that's a different. I see where you're going with that, but yeah,
you know what I
gotcha.
mean? Like
Yeah.
everything else, like Rhode Island wise, is kind of just like
Mm,
in
yeah,
like restaurants.
yeah, I got.
And I would be willing to work with all of them.
Yeah,
but it's
of
just like, you
course.
know,
Yeah.
if that's part of their marketing strategy.
So one of the other things that I don't think gets enough credit that you do,
Mm-hmm.
tune in all the moms out there, all the women out there. Sorry,
Oh,
Epster.
goodness.
Let's talk about the book covers.
Oh my gosh.
Because there was a brief period of time where you were doing so much, I almost couldn't keep up. And then I saw the book cover because you didn't tell me, you didn't show me. I
good
saw
reason.
it on her page.
The author.
The author. Gallo.
Oh, Rebecca.
Yes.
Rebecca Gallo, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. First
Um,
cover.
and so how did that start?
Okay. So I've explained this before, but I'll explain it again.
You do that. I'm gonna do this.
This is actually a funny story. I used to pick on my buddy Vin here because he used to go to like Comic-Con conventions. And when I was like 17 or 18, I thought I was like way too cool. I was like, Vin,
That was
what a
Carlo
nerd,
Ian.
what a nerd. But in the reality was I was jealous because I was like, this is actually really cool. I wish I could go. I wish I had a costume. I love
Yeah, then
dressing
who
up.
invited me 2 years ago?
Yeah, and then we went together. So I was creating content on TikTok, and it was Captain America.
Yep.
So I started doing Captain America, but I was doing like
Slay.
superhero sound bites. I wasn't doing thirst trap sounds. I was doing superhero sound bites.
Fair.
So I was like, in Infinity Wars, when he was like, we're way past, I'm way past asking for permission and I'm not looking for forgiveness. I forget how that line goes. I'm definitely butchering that. But so like, I was like doing that. And somehow, some way, because I had a full cosplay setup, and for whatever reason, people thought, oh, he's a good looking guy. I'm grateful for that.
Can
I don't see
confirm.
myself that way, but
Can confirm.
it kind of just took off. And it was more people not talking about the cosplay and more about my looks. And I was like, listen, sex sells.
Yep.
I'm no dummy. This is a good look for my brand. So I embraced it. And I started doing more thirst trappy style sound bites with that. And then as the audience grew, I was like, well, I have a ton of suits. I love wearing suits.
You do.
So I put, and I like,
You
I
always
love
have,
it.
though.
I
You
love
always
a good
have.
suit. I love suits. I wish I could wear them every, I mean, I could, but I just choose not to. Honestly, this is also comfortable. I love my
Kind of
flops.
creepy.
I love my flops and my hoodie and my beanies. And anyway, so I started kind of like doing thirst traps. I kind of like organically fell into it. And genuinely, like, I never saw myself that way. I realized how weird it is as like a 30-year-old man to be like in a room by myself, listening to like a song and like raising my eyebrow and like staring at the camera like, you like that girl? You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. I understand that. A lot of people who follow me for like my New England guy is like, what the hell is this? Like, how did you go from screaming to this? But anyways, but I embraced it.
Yeah.
So here's another fun fact. The reason why the book covers truly came up is because I had built an audience that way with like the thirst traps. However, I have a friend, an acting friend, Forrest, who reached out to me and said, hey, I'm supposed to be doing this photo shoot with this girl who had like a desired look for her to add to like her repertoire. Like she needed to add it to her book of business. Her name is Brandy from Cross Image Co. Shout out Brandy.
Shout out Brandy Cross Image Co.
But Forrest
See
is
you
like,
soon.
I have to cancel this, but I already booked this. She has like the spot reserved. You and I have a similar look. Would you be down to go and shoot with her? And I said, yeah. She's like, and he goes, and just so you know, it's like a boudoir style shoot. I was like, I didn't know that men can do boudoir. I've never heard of that before. That's like a new thing for me. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go try it. And Brandy was professional, amazing, helped like guide my hands. Like, this is what we're going to try and do. This is what we're thinking. So obviously boudoir is a very provocative style shoot. Boxers, gray sweatpants, hoodie, shirtless. And we did this really cool sequence where I like the images were like Ian gets home from work in his suit and then he slowly undresses and gets into the comfy clothes. And then he gets into bed. And like, that's kind of like the whole vibe is like a relaxing day. Like a Friday, you get home from
It was
work.
definitely a vibe, I'll say that.
Yeah, it was definitely a vibe.
Definitely a vibe.
All right,
Go to
guys.
take a
All
shower.
right. Anyway,
No shower
so
involved.
I took those images and I posted them on my social media, and that video took off. Rebecca found me, and she ended up hiring Brandy and I to do some new images for her books.
Oh, that's so cool.
And when I did those covers, I posted those covers,
Yep.
which then inspired other authors to reach out. And ever since then, I've kind of embraced what they call hashtag book talk
Yep.
with some of my content. And
Yeah.
I've just been super lucky. It was
Yeah.
Rebecca Gallo. And then after that, Sarah Bale reached out. I did covers with her,
Mm-hmm.
which was really cool. I just recently did one with Shell. I did the one I hate, which was really cool. And I've shot a couple different covers. So it's really cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I know there was a brief period of time which I feel like every, I don't mean this in a rude way whatsoever, but every good-looking person goes through it, where they're like, "I'm gonna model,"
Yeah.
because you did do that.
I tried
And
when
I
I
would
was
say
I
you-
tried when I was like 17 or 8.
was
No,
gonna
I was like 18 or 19.
Well,
I had
back-
just graduated high school.
Yeah, well, back in the day, I remember and Vin will attest to this as well, one of your very first jobs, and now this would be very illegal and very sexist and whatever, all the big words we want to call it. You used to work at Abercrombie and Fitch.
Oh, yeah.
And you asked to have to sit out with your shirt off and ask for people to just chat with them and get inside. Come
Be
on,
like,
buy
hey, did
stuff."
you know that you can get 20% off jeggings right now?
Yeah.
When they would like walk in and spray 'em with cologne.
You sure even jeggings existed back then?
Who
They
knows?
did, yeah.
Yeah,
they
jeggings
they
were a
had
thing.
just become
they
a
must
thing.
be
I was
the
going
only
to say, I
ones.
feel like in high school that was a big thing for
They had just become a thing.
Yeah. So cool. So again, I think your resume speaks for itself. You have a very wide array, plethora, if you will,
Ooh, I like that word.
big word, for me, of things that I would say you're talented at
Thank you.
and that you can say you make a good living off of.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, my next question is,
Sure.
take all that away.
Yes.
What would you do? What are you doing? You a finance bro? You a car salesman?
No, I
Definitely
You gonna
did
go?
sales. I
You
hate
gonna go work
I hate sales.
bartender?
I don't drink, so I can't be a bartender.
Well,
I don't
you'd
know
be
anything about
security,
alcohol. I've done security.
fitness. Well, I'm
I've
saying
done fitness,
as like
I've done security.
that's true. Well, no, security. You just
I worked at Foxwoods doing security for like a year and a half.
let's be real. That's not security.
Well, that's fair.
You look good doing it though. No. I mean, when I say security, and I apologize to the casinos because I don't mean this in a bad way. I mean like security when like a famous person's security, like who
Like a
Jay-Z
bodyguard.
has, yeah, bodyguard type deal.
Nah, I
Like
wouldn't
what
do
could
that.
you do? Well, no offense, you have to decide.
I
for it.
think I think what I would probably do is something involved in something that would involve me being like outdoors.
You
I-
zookeeper?
No, not animals.
No animals.
Like
Okay.
something that would involve me just like being outdoors in some capacity. You know, you know me. I
Yeah.
love hiking and I like
Yep,
being
yep.
alone. Like if I could, I don't want to say like a farmer because I don't want to do the hard physical labor.
Some light ranching.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but just like something that would like allow me to be outdoors. You know, I said this the
Cool.
other day. I was walking around Goddard Park and I was like, it would be really dope if I didn't have a boss and they just like hired me. They're like, you are your only boss. Like, just keep the grounds clean, picking up like shrubs, bushes, cutting down trees. Like,
okay.
just like something that's like lightly active,
Yeah.
keeps me outdoors, getting
Nice.
fresh air. I would be cool with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Respect. So,
Or golfing.
there it is.
Or
I was
golfing.
gonna say, I'm shocked
Like a
you didn't say
groundskeeper.
some kind of. That's a tough job. Those guys. I mean, they get paid well.
Yeah,
At
but
some places.
I mean, like I
That's a
definitely
good-
like,
that'd be a good
you know,
job for
I
you,
don't
though.
want to do
Tour
like
guide,
hard
maybe?
physical, hard physical labor, but yeah,
So
I did that for 3 years. That was the worst. so.
yeah, that's true. You did. See
Construction.
The resume plethora. So you've had a lot of experience, and with your job, you've definitely reaped some of the benefits. You've had a great opportunity that you created to do the things that you like to do. You've gone to Ireland twice now. Three times. That's
Three
right,
times.
because you took moms.
I took my mom one time, and then I went for a second time, just a regular vacation, and then the third time's St. Patrick's Day.
That's
and that is
right.
when
Shout out.
I went there, and Vincenzo
That's
came
right.
with, and then Vincenzo got engaged.
Ew,
So cute,
we
by a
love
waterfall.
Times.
love.
Good times.
Yeah, she's a lucky lady.
She
or
is.
are you a lucky guy?
They're both lucky to have each other.
That's
We'll say
definitely
it's
the
an
better
even,
way to
even
say.
split.
Even split.
Yeah.
I like how you said that. That was a very
Yeah.
good word.
I'm okay.
Very.
Lucky to have each other.
So you've done quite a bit.
I have. But let's just clarify. The reason why I have done so much is because I have never really said no to an idea that came to my mind.
Of course.
I think that's good to clarify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was only fired once, and it was for COVID.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I left these jobs because I was of the belief, and this is a big thanks to my mom, who overly believed in me, but I was of the belief system and the understanding to myself that I would never force myself to do something I didn't want to do for too long a period
Right.
of time.
Fair, yeah.
Like
yeah.
I could quote a bunch of like different people that have inspired me, but I won't do that. What I will say is that I just never said no to myself.
Yeah.
So like at one point I wanted to be a barber. I got my barber's license. I
Can
used to cut your
confirm.
hair
Yeah.
and Vin's hair.
Let
That
it be
is
known.
genetic. That has
Let it be
nothing to
known
do
this
with
is
me.
what
Still there,
happened.
fine.
When I cut hair,
That's why
I
he
didn't
stopped.
do that. Anyways,
Okay.
I got my barber's license. I worked at a nightclub. I didn't even drink, and I was a nightclub promoter.
Yeah.
Then I went to school to try and become a police officer, and I was working as a community service officer, writing parking tickets, directing traffic.
Yep.
Then I went and did security.
Mm-hmm.
I needed a job to pay bills, and I went and I did like plumbing supplies. Like I did what I needed to do to survive.
Of course,
but
you
like
always have.
I was like being like I love cutting hair because it's like I love men's style. I like helping men feel better about the way that they look, and I believe that hairstyle says a lot for a lot of people. So like I love that, and then I wanted to help people by like being a cop. It wasn't for me after really diving into it, but like that was one of the first things I embraced.
Yeah.
So like then I went into like fitness because I loved helping people be healthy. Like any way that I can kind of help people is generally the way that but it was like when an idea came to my mind, I went for it. I embraced it. When I moved to Miami, I said, I'm going to move to Miami. I'm going to go work on South Beach and I'm going to go work for Equinox. I literally did that exact thing.
You did.
And it was really just manifestation of a belief system that I had in myself. And it was being strong-willed and like making the opportunity come to life. So like when I started TikTok, I started it August of 2019. So that's what? Like almost 7 or 8 months before COVID really started.
Yeah.
So I had already established a following because I saw what was going on with it. I said, this is very similar to Vine. This is going to be the next platform.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to try this social media content creating out. Let's see what I can do. And by the time COVID hit, I already had about 40,000 followers.
Yeah.
So I already had, like, I was very lucky and I was creating a lot of different stuff than I am now. I had tried out the New England character a little bit, but like.
Well, that one video of when it snowed and you were out there with your flops brushing
Well, that's
off
the
your
one
car,
that really.
that's kind of blew you up a little bit. Yeah, especially the New England guy. Yeah.
So yeah, just to clarify, I have had a lot of jobs. I've tried a lot of
course.
different things. Some of it was just to survive and in paying bills. But it all ultimately led like sacrificing now, doing something maybe I didn't want to do in order to be able to reach the goal of what I ultimately would love to do or at least try to do.
Yeah.
And I'll probably have 5 or 6 other things I do in my life.
Agreed. And you know,
Just don't want to say no to things, you know?
I think the part that a lot of people get twisted is kind of like the facade of loyalty. You know, like if you stay at this company, that's how you move up and you make money.
Yeah.
And like to me, you know, when I was watching you do that, I was the one in the background like, this motherfucker has got another goddamn job. What are you doing now? Like, obviously I was your best friend. I always supported you, but it was just like, what? Like, you just got that job. Now you got another one?
Yeah, man.
But in retrospect, you know, looking at it now and learning, you know, we've been I went to school. You had a couple more years on me, full-time working, really supporting yourself.
Yeah.
You know, 3, 4, 5 years on me. But, you know, you learn a lot about society and life and where it comes from. So I feel like, you know, nowadays more people are promoting that as to not do that, to not stay at that company, you know, because again, you get, you know, from a financial standpoint, you get a 3% raise every year, like sick. But if you jump from this company after 2 years to this company after 2 years to this company after 2 years, you just made $50,000. You wouldn't have got that if you stayed.
Right.
So, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation.
It's all different perspectives.
But, you know, I commend you for that because, again, you know, Vin and I have been here since then, since far before then. And, you know, there was some times where we were a little nervous, but it clearly paid off. So I think where you are and what you're doing has definitely put you in the limelight of, especially working for yourself. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I've worked for myself, I don't know that I could ever work for somebody else. But I think like the big thing to kind of just like note, right, is I've been successful, if you will, by whatever definition you see fit. I have found success in what I'm doing now. In the last 2 years, it's actually been a way for me to make a living. 3 years that I've actually been making some money off of it. Before that, I was the one that was jealous.
It was a grind.
All of you guys went to college or university, got a 4-year degree, and you guys were all able to justify making somewhere between $40,000 to $70,000 to start your jobs. I was working all of these jobs, making $30,000, hustling my way, trying to live off of 30. So like, as much as like it's, and I know that people say this all the time, but it's like, I suffered from the time that I was 15 or 16 up until I was 30. So for 14 years, I suffered, but now, at least for the last 2 years, I have found some success that also happens to provide some financial money that helps me survive. But like, I'm not rich by any means. It's just that like, I'm able to sustain a living off of like what I enjoy doing.
Right.
So it's just like, it's one of those things where like I was feeling the same way people think about, like when people view my success, I'm like, yeah, I felt that for 14 years though.
Right.
I made that sacrifice. So when you were worried about, he's like, dude, I love you, Ian, but like, you cannot quit another job.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I can't. I don't like the person. I was like, there's no way I'm going to go in and sit in an office for 8 hours with this person. They're rude. They're condescending. Like, I'm not doing it. It's just not happening. Like, this is my life. I'm not spending it with this person who is inept and completely unqualified to be giving me advice on how to do a job. Like, to me, it just felt like this person or individual is in that position because they were willing to suffer for longer than anybody else, so they got promoted. Yeah. And it's like, no disrespect to them, but I was just like, I'm not going to spend my time with someone who's incompetent. Like, that's,
absolutely.
But anyways, that's just,
Well, I we've had this conversation many times, many late nights, early mornings, middle of the day, just random times. We've lived together 2-3 different times, but, and you're right. And I think that's kind of where I was at a brief period of time about 1.5 years ago. Cause I was in banking since school.
Right.
And then I finally said, you know what, I'm good with this. I kind of took a page out of your book for once and was like, I'm going to take a step back. And fun fact, it only took me 1.5 years to get exactly where I was.
There you go.
So it worked out. And I'm much happier. I have much more flexibility doing what I do now.
There you go.
But this episode's about you. Where I was going with all that before we got on our tangent was, is there anything that you haven't done yet that you want to do? Like, fun-wise, not work.
Yeah.
Take work out of it. What are we doing?
Definitely travel more.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I would
Where
love
would you want to go? 3 places. Go.
Back to Ireland,
Well,
Scotland.
that's a gimme.
Okay.
Don't put that
I
on
love
there.
Ireland. That's
I know
my
you
home.
do,
Okay.
but that's a gimme.
Switzerland,
Ooh.
Scotland,
Yep.
and oh gosh, where would the third be?
Montaigne.
No,
Joe Montaigne.
yeah, I mean, I would love to. I would definitely and to travel the U.S. more. Yeah.
That was just so you know, I tried for Montana, but it's not there.
Oh, from
I tried. No, those are some really good places, but I guess, and please help me, because when it comes to traveling outside of the
US.
East Coast,
Yeah.
really, I'm kind of illiterate in that category. I know of things, but I haven't done enough yet, but I plan to.
Yeah.
Goals. With your help and your money. So come on, guys, please follow us. Give us more shit.
We need sponsorship money from Delta.
Why? Ooh. Why?
Yeah.
Why Switzerland? I hear that a lot.
Have you ever seen Switzerland?
Besides,
I mean, my
is
God.
it just
The-
the
like,
physical?
Bank account.
It is like New Hampshire on steroids. Like the mountain ranges are. I'm like a big view guy. Like I love the mountains and like these beautiful green pastures. The Swiss chocolate, the cheese that they have there. The fun, like
baby.
just watch like a travel vlog for Switzerland. You'll fall in love. Like fresh water everywhere. The Jungfrau region, they call it, which is like the 3 different mountain ranges and stuff like that. So like, it looks incredible.
See,
very beautiful.
it's so funny because like
Fresh air. Like seriously,
yeah,
like
that's
if
fair,
I
though.
won the lottery tomorrow, if it wasn't Ireland or Scotland, it would be Switzerland. That's where I would disappear to never be seen again.
Ooh.
Also, because my money would go a lot longer in the Swiss banks. We all know that.
Facts. We love the Swiss banks.
You know, it's funny because a lot of people, you guys know me. The one thing I feel like I do in our group of friends that is almost strictly something that I do is I watch anime.
Yeah.
I don't feel like anyone else does. Vin dabbles in a few things here and there.
Put my
But-
toes in there.
Yeah, just a little bit. But you see, like you're also more of like a reality TV guy. Like you'll watch Jersey Shore and Housewives.
Do
and all
not
that shit.
knock reality TV
I
because
wasn't knocking it.
let me tell you something.
Oh, baby, I love it.
Selling Sunset, selling OC,
No.
selling Tampa, bruh. I love that stuff.
I was gonna say if you want, because I was dabbling in the cultural thing that you were talking about. So, for me, because I watch anime.
Yeah, clip it. Every time it says anime, just clip it.
Come on, this is so rude. I'm talking about the views. So I follow a few pages, and it's kind of like one of those pages where, like, if you're going to Japan, and you think this area is good, but don't want to deal with all the people and the tourists, go to this area. And some of the views are just the culture there. It's so cool.
Yeah, I think watch any travel vlog for
Yeah.
Asia.
I mean,
and you
they do
see
do a good
how
job.
you only think of like China,
Yeah.
Japan, Singapore. Like you think of like the cities, you think of like the main things. It is so big.
Yeah.
If you see
Oh yeah, some of
places,
the landscapes.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
It really is.
It's
so
unbelievable.
Much. So much.
This world, this earth is just,
Yeah.
it's
so much to
mesmerizing.
explore.
There's so much to explore. That's another reason, like, why that's what I would want to do. I want to win the lottery, not to be rich, but just to be able to afford to travel.
Brain blast.
What?
We'll get travel equipment and we'll just shoot the podcast everywhere. That way we can write it off on our taxes.
All of his ideas involve me paying for us to do something.
I didn't say that.
Who's going to pay for the traveling?
You. Until the government gives it back.
Okay. Well, there you go.
You got 1.3 followers on TikTok.
This
sign
is
the
we're
check,
do-
sign the check, baby.
this is a man child.
Hey.
This is unbelievable.
Well, I don't.
How long have we been friends? 8th grade? Summer of
Summer going into 8th grade because I came.
so that was
I started
2004?
2004
4,
into
yeah.
5.
4 into 5.
So
Holy shit.
Yep.
20 years?
Almost.
It's 2024. We met in 2004.
August.
Oh my God.
Yep.
It has been 20 years.
You're welcome.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm so old.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways.
Well, no, because I had come late to football.
Yep.
Because I had moved from the South.
Yep.
And no one liked me until you did.
He's
So
being
thanks.
so dramatic. I've moved from the South. Like
I
he's
did.
some sort of like fucking. I'm a Southern boy.
Well, I kind of was. I grew
You
up.
don't sound like a Southern boy.
You were no country
I lived-
bumpkin.
You're no country bumpkin.
Y'all got some nerve.
Yeah, y'all got some nerve.
Y'all got
Listen
some
to him.
nerve.
Y'all got some nerve.
Y'all got some nerve, man. I grew up down there in South Carolina.
South Carolina, come on and raise up. Take
I
your
did
shirt
not
off.
think you
Twist
were-
it around your head. Spin it like a helicopter. Yeah. Mystical.
All right. So one of the questions, and I love this question because obviously I know your background in the fitness industry.
Yep.
How do you not get fat? How
Well,
many donuts do you eat?
I don't
per
know what
week?
you're talking about.
Oh, someone's expecting.
Whose baby is that?
Whose baby
Who
is that?
baby that? Gators bitches better be using Jimmy's. Other
So,
guys.
That was.
I don't
Shout
actually talk about them like that. Okay.
Please don't. So yeah. So like, what's the workout routine look like? What do you?
Well, I just kind of
what's your
do
squat
things to stay
rotation?
healthy
Yeah.
right now.
How many?
Okay. So, fun fact. I did bodybuilding. Another venture I
Oh.
got into.
Hashtag Fit Body Be Hill.
Hashtag
Body Be
Fit Body Be
Hill.
Hill. That was my first time ever trying to be an
I'm
influencer. Was
still-
a fitness influencer. Okay.
Pause. I'm still jealous that I was not invited to your first competition, but Palumbo got to go. That was the first time in our entire almost 20 years of life that Palumbo went up to me.
See, this is the problem. He gets upset. He wants to fight. That
I
was
don't
not my
wanna
first
fight.
competition.
Yes, it was.
Not only was it not my first, it wasn't my second or my third. That was my fourth competition.
So remember earlier when we talked about how I played football? I have a lot of concussions, so my memory's a little weak in that area. But
He
go ahead,
literally never
continue.
got hit because he ran. He was so afraid of getting hit. That's why he had that big yard run. He was like, get away from me.
Untouched, baby, 98 yards to the house.
Anyways,
You were an amateur bodybuilder.
I did bodybuilding. Never took steroids, which is why I'm still not that big. I did bodybuilding shows. I've done 7 total shows,
Mm.
and I placed in 6 of the 7.
Yeah.
Self-coached, self-prepped. I learned all about nutrition, fitness, and exercise. Got my personal training certification. Turns out I was not a great trainer.
You're not a good coach.
Yeah.
You're not.
Coaching wasn't my thing
Because
because I was
to death, but you can't coach.
because it was more just like I just don't understand. It's like, oh, what do you got to do? Like this is what you do, and they don't do it. I'm like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Why aren't you doing it? I just told you what to do. And also like the diet thing. They're like, oh, I just ate a whole pizza. What am I supposed to do? I'm like, not eat the whole damn. I told you to have 2 slices.
Yeah.
Now your calories are all over the place for the week, and we're screwed.
Yep.
So yeah, it just wasn't for me. But I love training. I love doing the fitness stuff. So to be honest with you, a lot of my physical shape now is because of how much discipline and work I did over the years.
Yep.
And like now it just kind of carries over and the good muscle memory. So like when I
Yes.
am having good weeks where I have enough time and my schedule works and I'm disciplined and I eat well, and like it comes back pretty quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's not like you lose it.
No,
I
you
mean,
don't
it
lose it.
slowly goes away. But you don't lose it. It's never
No.
like gone.
No.
Yeah. It's no different. Your body gets back into it 2-3 weeks. Maybe
I just got a little
tops.
pooch now because you know I do like those donuts.
Yeah.
And I like my ice cream too.
Yep. Donut ice cream combo. What are you doing?
Dairy Queen.
Yep.
I love.
Oh, give me that
I'm a
Blizzard.
soft serve kind of guy.
Yeah.
Dairy
I do
Queen
love
has
Dairy
this s'mores Oreo, which is like marshmallows, Hershey's chocolates crumbled up, graham crackers, and then Oreo cookies crumbled up. I mean, it's like
Yep.
I'm so hungry right now.
Yeah.
For that. And then donuts, honestly, like I'm on a jelly donut kick right now.
Mm.
I like jelly donuts. I don't
Okay.
think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this. My body too bootylicious for you, babe.
You look like a glazed stick when you do that, and you just
I look like a glazed stick?
delicious.
What?
Delicious. You know, you're the worst. So one of the questions, I'm not going to give you the liberty to answer it. So just, can you mute him for a second? Just turn it down. So one of the questions is, do you have a
Turn me
party
back
trick?
on.
Turn him down. Do you have a party trick? Here's the answer. Yes, but no. Not in the typical sense of a party trick. Here's why.
I'm scared.
He doesn't drink.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
My man's party trick is to be the life of the party. I don't think we've ever done anything.
Is my mic on?
This is why I told you to mute you.
We're on there. I got you.
Mute my guy. So
I'm a bad bitch.
for all of you who really want to get in the inner circle,
Yep.
roughly around a specific time of year, Halloween, he throws a Halloween party. And when I tell you this man is completely sober, which is one of the coolest things, not that you really need it because you shouldn't need anything to have fun, but to go around and entertain 50 people and dance the whole time, my man's dripping sweat, costumes half off, like just having a good time. So to answer the question, no, he doesn't have a party trick. He's the party. Okay?
That is the party trick. Shagadelic, baby.
question.
Yeah, baby. Good. Very good. I was Austin Powers for Halloween this past year, so.
Would you want to ever do like a meet and greet? Like have like a big almost party type deal? What do you
Here's
think
the
about
thing.
that?
I want to have, like, I would love to meet everyone and say thank you. But the problem is I think, like, I'm not a celebrity.
Okay.
So, like, I am fortunate enough that my content gets out to a large audience and demographic. And, like, it is one of the most rewarding and fulfilling things when I get a message from people saying that, like, they really enjoyed my content. It made their day. It fixed a problem that they were having, or they were having a good laugh on a bed. Love that. When I'm out in public and I get recognized, that is so awesome. It is so cool. I love meeting people. I just don't know that, like, with a meet and greet, I just don't feel like I have anything to offer. You know what I mean? Like, let's say, for example, like Ryan Reynolds. If he does a meet and greet, he's Ryan friggin' Reynolds. Like, people just want to take a picture. They don't even want to say anything to him. They just want to say that they met him, or they want to say how much they loved the movie. But, like, I don't have that kind of star power. Like, that's not me. You want to
I
look
just
at him.
want to look at him.
He is even more handsome in person, I will say
And
that.
he's tall. Oh,
He is so
God
tall.
bless.
Anyways, if I did a meet and greet, it would be like something that I can like offer something. Like I would make it like a fun party night where like there's vendors, there's drinks, there's music, maybe a live band, like something to like offer people.
Yeah.
And then I just happen to be there. And if they wanted like I give out like Dunkin' merchandise, cups, gift cards, give out some of my hoodies, my hats, like something that like it would be like
My
an
hoodies.
invested night, not just like, hey, come to a table, take a picture with me. Like, I don't know. I find that a little bit too egotistical. And like,
Well,
I
that's
want to like provide a fun
Yeah.
evening for people.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Maybe I'll even write a 5-minute bit.
Ooh.
I can't do comedy.
Yeah, you can't.
I suck at comedy.
No, I
don't want
asked
your bomb.
because we've talked about that a few times, but I didn't know because I don't see you. You're not the type of person to sit at a table and have people like pay for autographs or pay
Yeah,
for
God,
pictures.
no,
You're not
never,
like
yeah.
that. Even if you did blow up, I don't ever see you doing that. Like some of the people at Comic-Con, I don't think that's ever been your thing.
No.
But I was
No, it's
thinking
like
more like
not unless I became Captain America, the new one, and I was obligated by
Yeah.
Marvel.
yeah,
So if you guys want to hire me,
yeah.
you just have to put me in
Who
stilts.
owns
'cause-
Marvel? Disney.
Yeah,
The
Our boy's
mouse.
6'4" on film, so
Yeah.
get after him.
that's right.
Yeah, you
All
already
caps.
know. No caps. You know, because I mean, I see you more doing that, like kind of emceeing a party or like,
Yeah.
you know, just going around having a good time with everybody.
Maybe host a live Q&A podcast situation.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be cool.
We'll do that one day. Maybe it'll be a goal. 25K,
There we go.
30K.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
If you could have anyone on the podcast, say it.
Tom Brady.
Yes!
100%.
I love it.
Are you kidding me? Let's go!
We'd have to.
Honestly, I want to do.
don't
I
know
would love
what
to have. honestly,
Jules would be awesome.
Jules would be awesome.
Jules would
too,
be fun.
because the Games and Name podcast is awesome.
He
He's
does a
killing
great job.
I would love to have Jules on there. So Jules,
He's so
if for whatever
underratedly
reason you see
funny.
this clip, we would love to have you. If you're ever in Providence, Rhode Island, come check
through.
out the podcast. So New England, we would love to have you.
Yeah.
I actually met Julian for the first time at a Red Sox game, maybe like a month ago. It was awesome. Such a
Yeah.
great guy.
I've heard nothing but good things about him. He's a swell guy.
But yeah, for sure, Tom Brady.
Yeah,
For sure,
See, that's
Tom
why
Brady.
I was like going down that road, and then I thought to myself, "Ooh, okay." Based off Tom,
Yes.
fun question here.
Yes.
From 2001
Yep.
to the year he left us, because let's be real, fuck Tampa Bay.
Yep.
What was your favorite Tom?
Long hair, Tom.
Oh, see,
So hot.
I say that all the
Nice.
time.
I love the long hair, Tom.
The only Tom that
seems like a
I
lion.
think the only Tom that I loved more was the year he got suspended, because my
Oh yeah,
man,
from a player standpoint, when we won the Super Bowl.
No, you were right. That's what I meant. I'm physical. Love that.
Oh yeah, I just like the flow, like when he took off his helmet and he
Yeah.
like brushed it back and
Like a friggin'
and it, like it was
lion,
coming out of the back of the
he
helmet.
was a lion.
Especially when they wore the red jerseys when he had the long hair.
Oh yeah, he popped.
Yeah, that was awesome.
He's yeah.
That was a Randy Moss season, almost the
think so.
perfect, well, the perfect
Almost.
season.
Yeah.
But the
Maybe we
No,
should say
I was
regular
gonna say
season
because
playoffs.
my favorite
Damn
Tom
you,
on the
Giants.
field is when he was suspended for the first 4 games.
yeah,
Because when he came back, he was quiet and he just
murdered everybody,
murdered him.
murdered him.
So, is there anything before we potentially wrap it up
Yeah,
that you wanted to talk about? I've asked most of the questions.
Have you? Okay,
Most
cool.
of them.
As long as people feel like
Let me double
I
check.
just want to make sure I answer all the questions people ask.
Yeah, no, because like your music
All the
taste is
boys
all
are
over the
zesty
place.
today. Jeez.
What?
We're trying to
What?
Huh?
You have a music question for me?
Well, no, your musical taste sucks.
What?
Yeah.
I literally
Don't get
got
offended.
50
He does it to
million
everyone.
views on my music taste. Are you nuts? I've got great music taste.
Eh.
What do you? He listens to like anime, right? What do
I
you
listen to Andy
Grammer,
Grammer.
dude. Andy Grammer has had 3 songs his whole damn
How
career.
fucking dare you? Read a book, pal. No, I asked.
Favorite musical artist, Ed Sheeran. Is that what someone asked me?
Sick. Cool. Ooh.
Oh my God, you're
Eddie
so
Shee.
jealous. Actually, speaking of being jealous, he was at the Celtics game last night, and I'm really sad.
Why? Because you didn't get to meet
So
him.
he was looking handsome.
He does
He was
look
looking
handsome. So, 32-year-old Ian,
Yes.
what would he say to younger Ian? Pick an age, any age.
Um.
Under 14, though.
Let's see.
What advice would you give to youth Ian?
That's a really good question. I don't know because I think that if I gave myself advice, it would have changed where I've gotten to.
Okay.
Right? Like, I think the only thing I wish I could have done, the only thing I wish I could do is if I could go back, it wouldn't be to give advice. It would just to like give myself like a hug. Maybe say like, hey, take a deep breath.
Yeah.
It's all going to work out.
Yeah.
I know you're overwhelmed. I know you're having anxiety and panic attacks, and I know you're afraid of the world, but like,
Been there.
just like be
Been
you,
there.
stay
Yeah.
true. It's all going to work out exactly how it's supposed to.
I was gonna say that sounds it right there.
Maybe that's
the
like,
advice.
maybe
That's
that, like,
it.
I guess that's advice, right? But like,
Yeah.
I just like, I wouldn't be like, hey, dumbass, and
Yeah.
buy Bitcoin. Man, get
Stop
your ass
trading
in
in
some
your
Bitcoin.
cars.
No,
No, I feel that's a good answer because I feel like a lot of people go that route.
yeah, I just,
You know, because that's a
you can't like, I wouldn't be able to give myself advice because if I did, then I wouldn't. That advice could change exactly where I am right now, sitting here giving myself that advice, right? Like,
but the advice you just said was perfect.
yeah,
Take a breath. Give me a
Solid.
hug. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
yeah. All right, cool.
That's sound advice.
I wish someone would give me a hug right now and tell me it's gonna be okay.
It was a good
Real
time.
quick,
Good little time.
before we wrap this up, let's let the audience learn a little bit more about RJ.
Ooh.
Okay, so let's do
Co-host
some
RJ?
rapid. Let's do some. RJ, how old are you?
32.
Okay. Any siblings?
2. Brother and sister. Twins.
Twins.
6 years younger than me.
All right, cool. You're a big Boston sports guy, so you like all the
Uh-huh.
Boston sports.
Yep.
Born and raised in New England. We're best friends. That's why,
Yep.
so you got very similar stories.
Very, very true.
You've talked about the fact that you work in Connecticut, but you can't reveal what you do for work. Top secret, NDA
Kinda.
kind of world.
It's not an NDA, but it's enough that I'm not gonna. I shouldn't.
How do you feel about being on a podcast, being a co-host? Have you
Yeah.
enjoyed this so far?
Yeah, no, I have because it's one of those things where you learn a lot. It's kind of like the first time you brought me to go film.
Yeah.
Because you see it on TV or you listen to it and you're like, wow, you just sit there and talk to somebody. How sick is that?
Yeah.
But then, you don't realize, there's no audience here. We're filming ourselves. We can chop it up and cut it as much as we want.
Yeah.
But even the intros that I try and create, which I hope they're appealing to the people that want to come on or have come on, they enjoyed them. But, those are hard. One day I spent 2 days reading it over and over and over again. The one I did for Icky's. And I still remember that.
This is why I love him. One day I spent 2 days reading over it.
One time, whatever.
This is why we're best friends. What's your favorite food? Just one. Pick it.
Just one.
3,
Chicken parm.
2,
chicken cutlets.
chicken cutlets.
Cutlets all day.
Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Shawshank Redemption.
Okay. Oh, we did this with
You
B-Mo.
follow, yeah.
All right, cool. Listen, I'm just trying to get people to know you.
Yeah, no,
What's
I
a fun
appreciate
fact someone should know about you?
I would say, fun fact. I don't have many fun facts. Honestly, if I'm being 110% honest, I know you don't like this answer, but that's what I say. I genuinely am like, hey, if you have ever seen the Duncan guy or the Mr. New England guy, I that's my fun fact.
Wow.
My life's quite boring, but it's outside of work, and
Well, I appreciate
you're my
that. Thank you.
entertainment, so that's why I'm riding these coattails podcast. Sign up. Let's go.
Vin,
Do not say it.
let's give you an opportunity to talk here.
Ooh.
Well, I want you to turn on your mic first.
Let's turn on the mic.
Guess that would help, huh?
Oh, okay. All right, Vin, I would like to ask you a few questions so the audience can get to know you.
Oh boy.
So what do you officially do? Because you wear all the hats for me, but like you're actually, what is your you went to school at New England Tech.
Right.
What exactly is it that you do? Like what's your degree? What's your,
My degree is graphics, web, animation,
right.
pretty much. But nowadays, yeah, I've been at the same agency for about like 7 years. I do web work, video work, a
Awesome.
little bit of everything.
You are, and you're a great guy too.
Do what I can.
Just in case no one told you that, you are a great guy. He does a lot of awesome work
He
for
does.
me and for us and for the podcast.
Go buy some merch.
Yeah. Look at that. Even working when I'm trying to give him a compliment. Do you have a favorite food, Vin?
That's a tough
Italiano you are,
It
so
is.
that must
It's
be
tough
tough
for
because
the
you got
Italians.
Vin's got an authentic
mean, so
Nona.
my thing
Is that
is,
what do you call your grandmother?
How dare you? Nona.
Nona. Yeah, so
Oh,
I said
I
Nona.
You're
right?
not Nona.
I said it,
Come
but
on now.
To put it into perspective, Nona still doesn't speak English, so when we say he's Italian, it's right
legit.
off the boat.
Facts.
Nona
I'm
will
trying to
speak
think
Italian
favorite food.
as best
Like
as possible.
I like everything. Like
Yeah,
I think just
big
because
spice
like
guy too. You like hot,
Oh, yeah.
not spice, hot. You're a hot guy.
Yeah,
like
you
little
like the
zest,
you
you
like a
know?
little
Yeah.
zesty.
Can always tell because it's right in the
Favorite
cheeks.
food. I mean, I love a good like Chinese
Ooh,
What?
food.
Hot take.
Hot?
Our very, very full-blooded Italian producer, favorite food, Chinese takeout.
I love a good Chinese takeout.
Ooh!
I can't have it too often.
I'm not disagreeing. Chinese takeout is phenomenal. I love that sodium. Blow me up like a tick. That's how much I love that stuff. But like, I'm just shocked. Like if Nona heard this right now, that you didn't say that her
Yeah, but I
meatballs or
think
her
it's-
cutlets or something like that weren't the
Because
best.
that's like the go-to. Like I love it. Like I have
Right.
it like once a week.
Gotcha.
So it's
That's
not
fair.
like as
It's like
a
special.
normal-
Chinese
it's like a
takeout was
normal
like
thing.
special. You know.
Yeah.
I will say,
Ooh.
okay, so like my favorite meal is breakfast. Breakfast I could have for
Oh, we're
lunch. and
talking
dinner.
about you again?
I'm just saying. So like, I grew up eating all the same breakfasts. Once I went to Ireland and I had bangers for the first time, Irish sausage. You can attest to this.
Yeah,
you
they were
Ben,
really good.
is fantastic. I didn't know that it came like that, and it's amazing.
That's cool.
What's your favorite meal?
My favorite meal of the day?
Meal of the day?
Dinner. It's got to be dinner.
Dinner. So
I
you like
like-
hot meals.
I can do cold dinner.
What would be a cold dinner? Salad?
Oh, I guess. Yeah, like I
mean,
can make
love
a pretty
good
big
sandwich,
salad.
like a good lunch sandwich.
Yeah, you are a sandwich
I was gonna
guy.
say maybe lunch.
Shout out D'Angelo for that.
Because like
No,
I feel
seriously.
lunch you can go hot or cold. So, but I make some pretty big salads sometimes. But it's strictly for taste, not because I want a salad. Because
Gotcha.
I'll throw pasta in there. It's like a pasta salad. Yeah.
Favorite movie, obviously, like Avengers Endgame. I like.
Was
Yeah.
Endgame
Wolf
your
of Wall
favorite?
Street.
Wolf of Wall Street.
That's
Good
a
That's
one.
one I
classic.
can watch like anytime it's on.
Yeah.
Like FX. You
Yeah,
just throw
yeah.
that on. It's a good time.
That's
Cool.
how I fell in love with Shawshank Redemption. It was just randomly on, and then one day I was like, "This looks good. I need to watch the whole thing."
I still need to watch that. I can't
great
believe I
movie.
haven't. Any fun facts you'd like to share with the audience about you, Vin?
my family make our own soupy. Like
Oh yeah, that is
cured
a
meats.
cool fun fact.
Yeah, it's a little fun.
Vin, what is soupy? Can you explain to the viewers here who don't know what soupy is?
So soupy supersada, like it's
Supersada.
basically like salami,
Supersada.
but spicy, like a spicy salami. And for some reason, everyone in Westerly makes it. They compete. They fight over who has the best. They store it in their cellars.
But it's like very dried, right? Like the
Yeah,
best way
very
that I
dry.
can,
Yeah, for like
if
a
anyone
month
who doesn't
almost.
has never had sopressata or anything like that, like the best way I can personally say it as an Irishman is like it is like an Italian version of a pepperoni. I know that that's super disrespectful. If you
it's
can
like
see
a
his
more,
face right
it's
now.
a more, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
It's like a dry,
He's not
aged,
wrong.
very tasteful version of like a
Yeah.
pepperoni. It's like a dry, and you can make a lot of. I
you
like,
can use it for everything.
yeah. It's hard as shit though.
Well, that's because you
It's only
got
like
to.
adult.
It's supposed to be sliced thin
Yeah, you
for
gotta-
sandwiches or like little snacks
If you
for
go
like
somewhere,
a
you can
cracker.
get it sliced thin. But like,
Yeah. Because most of the time when we make it, we're just cutting it to cut it.
Yeah,
yeah, you just
But
gotta
it's
get a
supposed to
slab
be
of that.
thin.
because like Portuguese have like
Chorizo, right?
chorizo, yeah, chorizo,
Shitties.
chorizo, or chorizo are two different things. I think
Yes, you're right.
they are two different things.
Chorizo.
One of them is like a patty. The other one is more like a soupy. But they're all I don't know.
Yeah.
They're all really the same.
Yeah, similar qualities.
And it's like a full day too. It's like everyone comes over.
Yeah, it's
you
like
know,
a westerly holiday.
You start in the morning, you grind all
Yeah.
the beef, and by
Yep.
the end of it, you have like
It's
a
a
nice
very
little
serious
dinner.
process.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for episode 6 of the So New England podcast. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, whether you're watching or listening on wherever you enjoy your podcast. I had a great time with just myself, RJ, and Vin, getting to teach you guys a little bit more about me, RJ, and Vin. And yeah, guys, as always, life's better in New England.